Huge result for Liverpool against Norwich City. They've beaten them 5-2 in the FA Cup. And it's a huge result because it's the first game that Liverpool have had since Jurgen Klopp told them that he was going to leave the club. And with modern footballers, in the modern day, that could have made Liverpool a little bit slow, a little bit flat, a little bit nervous maybe. And they reacted in a typical Jurgen Klopp fashion. They showed so much pride for the shirt, so much pride for their manager. They've absolutely smashed Norwich City, and it's set them up nicely against either Watford or Southampton. And obviously to go far in the competition and try and win it. Make no mistake, this Liverpool side want to win the FA Cup. They want to win every competition they're in, and they're still on for a quadruple. In this video, we're going to talk about all the goals, all the big moments. And if you're new to the channel, make sure you subscribe. We'd really appreciate that. Let's just start off with a few observations from the first half. This Liverpool side are so free-flowing. McConnell in midfield, I've not seen basically any of him, really. I've seen, obviously, Conor Bradley come through and Quansah. If you include maybe the Harvey Elliott's of the world, a young kid and Curtis Jones. That kind of generation of Liverpool side that are coming through. Very, very exciting. There's no question about that. Even Kelleher in goal. But I've not seen enough of McConnell, and he is absolutely fantastic. Now, obviously, with youth footballers, you don't know how far they're going to go in their career. Any major injury could always be a doubt. But the way he was pulling strings in midfield was scary. It was really, really good. And the way he picked out Curtis Jones in the 16th minute, beautifully cushioned header. Obviously, Norwich City had everything to do, and really, they did well to score a couple of goals. They represented themselves very, very well. It was almost a better kind of scoreline than some Premier League Norwich City sides have had at Anfield. So that's by the by. Conor Bradley and McConnell kind of performed very similar roles for the first two goals in terms of fighting for the ball, winning it back. And the way Conor Bradley wins the ball high up against Norwich City, presses the ball so quick, wins it, beats a man, and then squares it into Darwin Núñez with a beautiful finish. There's something nice about the way McConnell and Bradley are coming through. Quansah as well, as I mentioned previously. As Jurgen Klopp departs, it feels like his gift to Liverpool are three exceptional academy products. And Conor Bradley, he's got a little bit of, I don't want to say, I want to say Philip Lahm a little bit. I know it's ridiculous. He has that kind of diminutive stature. He's good on the ball. But the way he drives into midfield, it's a bit like that. A little bit like Gary Neville as well in terms of how he defends. He's a very, very good defender, Bradley, from what I've seen. I've watched a few of his games now. He's actually been playing quite a lot since Trent's been injured. But it's a beautiful little ball into Darwin Núñez, and it's the kind of Darwin Núñez finish that I think we saw at St James's Park right at the start of the season, and you want to see more of. And not to be critical, I know it's the same kind of content over and over again, but you do feel that Darwin Núñez could be scoring more of those maybe. Anything that comes off the ground, he's great at lacing balls. I think when he tries to do things on the inside of his feet, he's not very good in the air either, in my opinion. But anything that comes straight across his body, he's very, very good at, and anything that he can lace, I think he's very, very good at. So yeah, 2-0 up, 28 minutes, coasting. Obviously Gibson made it 2-1, but it was basically, a couple of goals early for Liverpool killed the game. In the second half, this is where obviously the screw was turned by Jurgen Klopp a little bit, and we saw a few interesting substitutions. Obviously Trent came on and created a couple of big moments. I think Andy Robertson coming back was absolutely huge. If there's not a game that you want to bring someone back for, especially with Andy Robertson, kind of the length of his injury, it would be Norwich City. So him coming back is a threat to the Premier League, to other Premier League clubs, and Trent Alexander-Arnold as well. He had an unbelievable shot in the kind of 95th minute that got saved. Jota scored a great finish. I don't know what the Norwich City defender was doing. I think it was Gibson, but Jota with a beautiful strike on his left foot. I'm still sat here wondering, how is he being compared to Robbie Fowler and Michael Owen by Jamie Carragher? I'll never get that. I'm a big fan of Jota. I think he works very hard for the team. I think he is a good finisher. He's a good finisher. But to call him a great finisher still, I think that is premature. And if he wins the Premier League with his goals, then I'll have to be told different. But at the moment, I still think there's a couple of opportunities. A bit like Darwin Núñez, a bit like Gakpo. And this is the thing about the Liverpool attack, that kind of 2, 3, 4 of them, I think all of them except Salah, have got a lot of improvements to make in their finishing, a lot of improvements to make in their conviction in their final, in their play in the final third. I think Jota is culpable of that. It was a great finish from a defensive mistake from Norwich City, but there are a couple of chances that he blazed over as well. So look, I'm just a football fan. I sit here and I think, is he as ruthless as Robbie Fowler. Who would I want through on goal against any side? Would it be Robbie Fowler? Would it be Michael Owen? Would it be Diogo Jota? Diogo Jota, I don't think so, not for me. But he had a good game today, don't get me wrong. The front three of Gakpo, Jota and Nunes was actually quite good, really controlled. Obviously, when you miss Salah, miss Diaz, you miss a little bit of pace, a little bit of urgency going forward. But instead, you've got someone that can come short in Gakpo, come short in Jota, link-up play. Jota at points can run into midfield and cover ground. Defensively, he's got a little bit of the kind of Gabriel Jesus about him in terms of how he does his work off the ball. So Liverpool going forward in that department were very, very good. It was a commanding performance from Virgil van Dijk. It was an unbelievable header, powerful, that kind of beat the keeper. I don't know why there wasn't a man on the post, but it was a really, really good header. And Virgil van Dijk really is having an underrated season, but by everyone's standards. It might be one of the best seasons he's ever had as a player. And obviously, you've got a couple that kind of Liverpool fans talk about him being as good as Maldini or Rio Ferdinand, whoever you want to compare him to. I don't know about that. But in terms of an individual season in the modern era, this is right up there in terms of the goals conceded in the league this season. Not many. The fact that he's having to work with different defensive partnerships. He improves Quansah. He improves Matip. He improves Joe Gomez when he plays left back next to him instead of Andy Robertson. So imagine the defense of Trent, Trent with Konate, Van Dijk, Andy Robertson. That's scary. That's absolutely scary. And then Ryan Gravenberch obviously made it 5. So yeah, I think it's a very, very balanced performance for Liverpool. I think it showed a lot of what Jurgen Klopp is doing. I think even the reason I'm talking about this game on this channel a little bit is because it is the first game post-Klopp telling the world that he's going to leave. I was hoping maybe there'd be a little bit of a negative reaction that would kind of stop this Liverpool side steamrolling on and pressing forward towards Wembley. It looks like exactly where they're going. They got that tie against Watford or Southampton. With all due respect, they're going to win that, in my opinion. I think they're at home as well. And then they go from there. Before you know it, they'll have won the League Cup, get to the FA Cup final, be in the Europa League final, be 5 points clear in the Premier League. And that will be Jurgen Klopp's parting words, parting kind of farewell gift to Guardiola and to other football fans in the country, because I think this Liverpool side are gearing up and his present will be a side that are capable of achieving in the short term, giving FSG what they need financially, and Liverpool fans, of course, but also creating this kind of nucleus of players of McConnell, of Bradley, of Quansah, that are very, very exciting. I even throw someone like Joe Gomez, who's still very exciting and young, relatively speaking, Konate. So Jurgen Klopp is creating and has managed to keep a balanced Liverpool side that look good, whether it's the youth or the experience, and they're smashing sides like Norwich City 5-2. And there was no change today from Liverpool. It was all the same. And they kept bombing forward, and they crucified Norwich City really and sent them back to the Championship with Wagner's tail between his legs even. So big result, huge result for Liverpool, huge result because it stopped any kind of doubt about if Jurgen Klopp, would he be a lame duck manager based on announcing what he announced, and it hasn't changed anything. And I think Liverpool are favourites to win at least 2 competitions this season. Very keen to see what you think in the comments down below, and obviously make sure you subscribe if you watch this far. We'd really appreciate it. Let me know your thoughts, and I'll see you soon.